Hello and welcome back. Friday morning, 9 o'clock. It's a little it's a combination video, sales video, and what I got yesterday. So, yesterday I went mm, the end of the route, I went even more out. So, it was the Copley, to me, Copley, Wadsworth, Seville, Orville, not the spaceship. Oh, that'd be nice to actually get back to my home planet. But Orville, where Smucker's is made, and then I went to Worcester, and there are two other thrift stores down there. There's a Mission Thrift and a Goodwill, and I got enough in between those two stores to satiate me for the amount of stuff that I needed for the day. Because I take my smaller canvas bag, and if the bottom, especially if I'm going farther out, if the bottom is completely filled going one way from left to right, then it's a good day. And that means I have probably about 30, and I'll show those here in a bit. It is a sales video with a pretty good sale from yesterday. I'll get to that. So let's see what's sold. Yeah, for everyone new here, it's nice to be seeing the different types of comments and people asking the different questions that otherwise aren't really able to be the answers to be retrieved from different videos. And I make the videos and the titles the way I do because that's just exactly what the videos are. I'm not like in the video where I was just outside a couple days ago. I'm not really here for the fluff. Um, I'm not going to create some sort of situation or something that's going to make it to where I need to rewrite an entire title just to clickbait people over. That's not me. I want you, whomever is listening, if you're just here for the eBay centric stuff, cool. If you're here for the physical media centric stuff, cool. If you're here to listen on a few other things, cool. Why ever you're here, that's awesome, but I'm not a theatric person. I'm not going to write up an entire script with the intent to make the video different than of what the intent actually was. I don't know exactly how to word that. So I wanted to stay true to myself. And the best way how to do that is to also be true to people, because you can see this video and I can re-see it. I mean, months down the road, years down the road. If you're honest with what you're doing, and you're honest at your approach, and you're honest with people, for the realm of YouTube, it may be a slower growth, but people tend to appreciate the honesty over the theatrics. Right? So hope that kind of explains a little to a question that was never asked, but I figured I'd just say it. So let's find out what's sold. Purple Show DVD, $11. Got this at Amelia's, which is closed. Again, it was either this month or next month, September, one of the two. So these, when I got them, DVDs were $3 for $5, and it was 50% off. So it was like 80 cents. Regression Blu-ray, 13. So when I say a price, I round up or round down, and I do free shipping on everything except auctions. Elvis Live in Vegas. So this is a store sampler. So this is something that a store who was selling these CDs would put this in the CD player and let people listen to it so they could actually listen to the songs that are on the CD. 21. JDVD, 14. Usually, and like I'm doing right now, the when I'm showing the stuff that sells, it's going to be in the chronological order for which it sold. So the very first one was one that sold yesterday at the latest, after I made yesterday's video. Then the next one is going to be the next one, all the way up to whatever sold last night, or earlier this morning. So I do it chronologically. That's the way it's going to be. Every once in a while, I'll show something, the zinger sale at the end, but not this time. It's just going to go the regular way on how I do it. Curing with cayenne. So if you scroll back, because I already did, and I can tell you that it was a sourcing video I posted on May 1st. So when you see that, there's actually going to be like a $150 little graphic, a video thumbnail graphic that'll go over here for $150. If you watch the video, you can't hear what I'm saying because I got copyright struck for that very first part, so I had to put music over it. But what I was saying is I was digging underneath where the bookshelf is, and you're able to lift it up and then look on the ground or look on the floor, and you can see that in the video. And this book here was tucked underneath, out of sight, out of mind. And it has plenty of scratches all over it, as in, it got under there, got kind of scuffed around a little. You can see all the dust that was getting off of it. So when I looked it up at that point, they were right around $150. This one sold for $177, maybe $179. $177 for, paperbacks are $1. I'll say they're $1 or $2. One of either of the or. $177. Keith Green Greatest Hits. Again, with Keith Green, most of his stuff sells pretty quick, pretty easily. $22. Sink the Bismarck, just listed within the past handful of days. $19. Michael Stanley Band, right back at you. It's another one. Scan. I don't remember what came up or which have you. $29. And this fish, so this was interesting to look up because there's different varying dates on this right here. So it's Fish Live. This is only one CD. It should have two. Should have three. One there. That there. And it's only disc 2 of this exact instance right here. Still got $22 for a 3-disc CD set that only has one disc. This I got at North Randall at the Habitat for Humanity quite a while ago. Well, within this year. $22. So I really don't remember most of everything on where I got what. If I do, when I'm going over these, then I'll mention that's where I got it. Most of what I'm going to say is just going to be in the basis of why I got some of the things that I did. And so I don't forget, because sometimes I will, should be a real small receipt in here somewhere. There it is. I will just go over these now. So I have one Goodwill, $9.87. So you can see there's $1.25 and and they were charging different prices for different things. But $9.87 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so about $2. $4.97 for 3 things, so that's $1.70. $8.78 for 6 things. $3.20 for 2. $6.66 for 5. And $7.35 for whatever I got at the Salvation Army. Probably 5 or 6 things. So I think when I added it up last night, it was like 43 or 44 bucks. For what I remember, for why I got these certain things, I'll go with that. So yes, this is going to be a little bit of a longer video. I'm going to just try to flush through these here real quick. Hurricane Ivan, got this in Wadsworth. When I just typed up, because there's no barcode, channel 3, WEAR. Don't know where that's at. This one, I believe I had to go to Terra Peak for, and they're like 25, 30 bucks for this very specific one. Mine melters, this was one of the ones that was half off, so it was like 80 cents. They're listed high, but only like one has sold ever on Terra Peak. Well, not ever, in the past 3 years, for like 12 bucks. So, I don't know what that's all about on the very back. Mine melters 9 through 12. Film collection. Unrated. I thought the 9 through 12 was grades 9 through 12. I guess not. So, if it's 10, 15 bucks, cool. If not, then 6 months or a year down the road, it just gets taken out. And see if like the Game Exchange will buy it. Baller Blocking. I think this is mid-40s. This one was in Seville. Maybe 20 bucks. Don't remember where I got that one. Wadsworth. None came up on this very specific one, but these Marvin Gaye CDs like this. Something similar, or mid-20s. This one right here, I think it's at 20 mark. Don Johnson. This pain-free workout Egoscu. Word right here. It was like 35 bucks. Goodwill in Orville. This strapped, maybe like 20 bucks, maybe a little more. This is the more weirder one. The Come Up Extra, what's it called? Best of Reloaded. So it has Notorious, Diddy, Fiddy, Jadakiss, Cameron, Lil Wayne. I mean, I don't listen to rap and hip hop, so, but that's what this one comprised of. I think it's like 50 bucks. Some are listed at that. I don't remember if any had sold for that high, but some are listed at that. Machiavelli, this one. One of the stores. It was like 20 bucks. I think this one is like 15. Eddie and the Cruisers. I don't think anything's. Yeah, maybe it did. Let's just say it's 15 because I'm not really remembering it being over 20. And that's Cartoon Network. Well, video game. Maybe 15. Little 15. Who's that? Depeche Mode. I think it was off of Music for the Masses. This is Bolo Norman. Looks like Bebo Norman. And there's like 3 listed that come up on scan. I think they're like 25 bucks. So this is, I got this one at Wadsworth. Kind of, so it is, to look real well, it's a music score or soundtrack. Music from the original motion picture soundtrack. Visual Futurist. And I think that there's someone here by the name of like Sly. Sid. Sid something. And the movie sells. I couldn't find anything on using score or soundtrack, or I don't remember if I typed in music. The movie sells for 30, 40, 50 bucks, which have you. So, I don't know, at least 20. Gold City 24K. So I have Gold City Volume 3 DVD CD set. I have 2 of those. Those are listed at 75 bucks each, and they do garner attention. Absolutely perfect discs. I think these are like 40 bucks. Unspoken is low 20s. And go to some of this older computer software. This is Corel Draw. And the system requirements then. So they can give you an idea on how old this is. So this is just the install because I only have the 1 disc. So the install, the CD2 would have the clip art images, which all that is probably available. I mean, even the .exe file is probably available online to be found. However, the system requirements is Windows 95 and Windows NT 4.0. But this is 20, 30 bucks just for this right here. Old computer software. People want the physical copy. The latter stores, the stores at the end, weren't faring too well to where there's only like a couple things of disc media. And I'm really honing in on the books, taking my time looking at them so I can find something that's good and is more worthwhile. Since I'm already there, I already have stuff. Might as well try to find 1 or 2 other things. Even if it's not a big profitable item, it's still something that's going to pay for my time while I'm there. In no particular order, well, this one came from the one in Orville, Smuckers. If I type in, or whomever types in Shorter Christian Prayers, something with this exact cover does not come up, and I typed in the year, I think it was 1990 something. No, 1988. Nothing spectacular popped off, but just 1988 hardcover, and this does sell for 20 bucks, give or take. It'll still be within the MediaMan rate, so all said and done, still making 8 bucks on it. The last store, the Mission Thrift, had 1 CD, that sealed CD, the one that I said is like might be like 15 bucks. That was it for disc media. They didn't really have a whole lot. And I'm looking at all the books. Second to the last book that I look up. And no, it's not like, oh, it's always the last place I look. Well, of course it's going to be the last place you look, because why would you continue to look any further? To have it be another last place, and then that wouldn't make sense for what you just said. It's the last place to look because you kept looking. So, second to the last book I looked up, the other one was like some sort of illustrated dictionary. So I looked this one up. I'm like, sweet. God is real. Typed that in. Came up with some good stuff. Set it down. Looked at the dictionary. The dictionary one, illustrations one, looked like it would be worth something, but it's really not. Put it back on the shelf. Looked this up some more. Right around 30 bucks. Maybe a little more. A little bit of dust jacket wear, but I mean, what do you expect from a 60-year-old book? Let's see here. So 40, 60. Yeah, 63-year-old book. All right, this is the Homecoming Salvation Army in Copley, Fairlawn. Maybe 20, 25 bucks. It's a reprint, and other listings have the word reprint in them. And this doesn't say a year of reprint. The original is 1970, but please tell me when web addresses were available in 1970, let alone commercial web addresses where you can buy books. All right, go here. Very niche, should say. This one was a half off color. So this book was like 60 cents. A couple half sold just with scan, like 20 bucks, right? So 60 cents. Not exactly a fast seller. However, it's one of those that does sell for right around 20 bucks, and I paid $1. I think this one was $1. At the last store, the Mission Thrift. Yes. So I got the prayer book. And then this one was tucked like this on a shelf. Actually, it was like this. Right? And then there were a couple books like this kind of leaning this way. So I look over at the opening and I see this picture. I'm like, oh, that's definitely this right here. I was like, that's definitely interesting. Really want to think it through. Breakthrough, right? All it took was the word nightmare and just that image, and I look it up, and these sell regularly for right around 30 bucks. So that was a good find on that front. At whichever store I was at in Seville, the internet is very choppy. I have to go like all the way up to the front, nearest to the windows, nearest to the only opening of anywhere to where you could start to get reception. Where the disc media was, I was down there scanning and it was doing fairly well. And then when I went back after I brought some books over there, it wasn't like it was being really, really stupid slow. And knowing that this is the very last thing for me to look up, I was like, heck with it. It's $1.50 for a hardcover. Actually, it's, I think, 60 cents for kids' books and $1.50 for adult books. I think that's what it is at those Goodwills. Every store is varied. All right, so this is called Safe Counsel. So it's not safe as in a place where you keep your belongings. And this is called Searchlights, or Light on Dark Corners. It is a 1920 book. And you're going to be like, man, Derek got himself a really nice 1920 book. And this is called Light on Dark Corners, A Complete Sexual Science. A Guide to Purity and Physical Manhood, Advice to Maiden, Wife, and Mother, Love, Courtship, and Marriage. By Professor Jeffress. Over 1 million copies sold. And I think the first one that were sold was back in like late 1800s, 1880s, 1890s. So without there being a table of contents, kind of see here. So there are some, I hope there's no pages missing. It's not really a massive seller or a very, very high-end book. Look at that catalog. So as it goes, how to write all kinds of letters for women. This is hints and helps to good behavior at all times and all places for women. Choose intellectually, love afterward. So pick your man or your woman wisely, and if they're smart enough, you can love them. Blackheads and fleshworms. A healthy mother impregnation. Oh, here we go. Conception takes place by the union of the male squirmer and the female squirmer. They don't use the proper term. Whether this is accomplished in the ovaries or ovary ducts. So if it was in the ovary ducts, that'd be called tubal, and which would likely cause death for the woman. Passing off the ovum. The sponge bath, foot bath, these are things that give instructions for the woman to do for her spouse. Treatment for heartburn. So it's just, so the sexual part in there is the separation of genders on what gender roles. This copy is maybe only like 15, 20 bucks. I mean, am I going to be out anything for the $1.50? No, it's just a very, very interesting look back. However, the edging is very clean. So this is just one of those cool ones you just kind of put on a bookshelf and just kind of display like that because it has this nice relief. So you can call it embossed or call it relief. So, oh. And a little over 30 minutes. So this is made by Mary Beth Zietz, who made a lot of sun and moon pictures back in the 90s. Now, we used to have some of that, and matter of fact, I have a on one calf is a starburst with two little 4-point little diamonds in the middle, and then the other tattoo is a sun and a moon. And they were actually, I got both of them before this time period, but that whole sun and moon astrology kind of look was all the rage then. But those pictures, we've had pictures like that, still kind of find them. And now that we are looking them up, and I looked up her name, we're seeing that some of these sets, these picture sets. So if you don't sell media, and if you're here for anything but media, Mary Beth Zietz with the sun and the moon and the dark blue and the gold color below, because these are anywhere from $200 to over $300 a set, depending on the different stuff that you find of hers. This is not one of those. This is just a regular journal. All right, for someone who has such a prolific name out there for different things that she makes, and that stuff sells for quite well, I typed in her name in journal, notebook, paper, spiral, all that stuff, and nothing came up in Terapeak. So there's probably hundreds of things sold under her name, but none in journal. So I have. So anyone who's collecting her stuff, I would have the only journal. So can I put this up for 50, 60 bucks? Probably, because that person would then have the only journal made by her. Well, she may have made other journals, but the only one that would be listed. Totality of what I got, 1, 2, 3, 6, 26 things for 44 bucks. So that's, again, less than $2. What does that 26 things round up to? If at a absolute minimum, if we say, even if we say 20 bucks, which it's not, it's going to be way more than that. That's still 520. So go a little more, probably say 600. So that's, that's not too bad for the routing. It's probably going to be closer to 7. But for the route, for the time frame and all that, still made everything worth my while. All right. So this video got way too long. I'm going to try to chop it down to closer to 30, see what happens with that. So that's going to wrap that one up. Like what you heard, what you saw, like what you learned. Thummy thingy. Comment down below. Subscribe, share. Those all help me, help you, so we can help other people learn about physical media and selling it on eBay. Appreciate it.